Okay, so we're now going to divide the dough because we're going to make a few different shapes. The first ones we're going to do are the hedgehogs, and I really suggest that you do this before you start working with the group. So you've made your dough and you're going to pre-shape some hedgehog shapes, and then take those to the group and they can finish them off, because they are a little bit tricky to do. You might find that some people are more than able and capable to do this, but it's just keeping that in mind, that this can be quite a challenging task. So you're going to divide it into a nice little shape, and your first task is to turn it over, and if you like, because it's a sticky dough, again, you don't want flour on your surface because you don't want to work that into the dough, otherwise it'll make it quite heavy. And you're just going to flatten it out into a little round. And then what you're going to do is, if you're making a bun, you're just going to pull and push the dough into the middle of the round. And you're just wanting to make a nice round bun shape, all the way round like a clock, okay? And then you can use your dough scraper to just flip it over. And then again, you might want to put some flour on the palm of your hand so it doesn't stick to the dough. So just very lightly, you don't want too much at all. And you're just going to, as if you're making a bun, you're just going to roll it. At this point, you might want to, again, I'm going to make sure my hands are nicely floured. We're going to make a hedgehog, so you're going to want to have a little bit of a snout. So this can take a little bit of practice, but it's great fun to do. So you're just going to slowly roll it out and just create a little bit of a snout, yeah? And that's going to be the head of your hedgehog, and this is going to be the rest of the body. And then what we're going to do is, I have pre-cut some little squares of parchment paper, and I'm going to pop my hedgehog onto a square so that I can present each participant in the group with their own individual hedgehog. Or they can choose. It's quite a nice thing to have a tray of hedgehogs and to then go around the group and encourage people to choose. Because as we know, as we've experienced with Baking a Difference, it's this encouraging people to make their own decisions and make their own choices can be quite a challenge for them, and encouraging them to do that and empowering them by doing that is a really good thing. So we've got one hedgehog there, and I'll just do another one just to show you. You can be really picky and measure each bit of dough out and aim for about 80 grams per bit of dough, so everyone's got an equal sized hedgehog. But you could also have a variety of sizes, because again, that gives people choices as to what they're going to do and what they want to use and what they want to eat later. So we have the piece of dough here. Again, I'll just tap my hands and I'm just going to make a round. This one's going to be a little bit bigger than this fella here. And we're just going to go around the dough, creating a nice tight bun shape. It's a lovely dough to work with. It's a little bit sticky at first, and you'll see, if you follow the recipe below the video, you'll see that it can take a little bit of time for the dough to lose a little bit of stickiness. But once it's there, it's just beautiful and it's lovely and smooth. And you're just going to flip it over, and again, a little bit of flour on my hand, and I'm just going to very gently roll it around. And then once I've got my basic bun shape, I'm going to create my snout, and I'm going to do this by adding a little bit of pressure to one side and creating a little bit of a snout there. Okay, and then we'll get another with a bit of parchment paper, and we'll sit this fella on there. And there we have 2 hedgehogs for participants to finish off by creating spikes, giving them eyes, and egg washing and sprinkling them with some really fun multicoloured sprinkles of their choice. Whilst we get on and work with one bit of dough and create some shapes, I'm just going to cover this dough with a clean tea towel, and that just prevents it from creating a sort of a tougher skin, and we just want to stop that from happening if it's sitting out in the open air. So we'll just leave that and let that rest whilst we crack on and work with our other bit of dough.